Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'd like to yield the floor to Representative Benjamin from the 107th District.
Representative Benjamin, you're recognized in debate.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We should legislate, and we do legislate, to do the greatest amount of good for the greatest number of people. It is this philosophy that undergirds the 10th Amendment. It is the philosophy that undergirds our state power, our police power, that when we are faced in a situation that can cause great harm to a large number of our populace, that we act for their benefit, understanding that a minority of people who may be opposed to that action, but we act regardless. And now we stand in these chambers saying to our federal government, who has chosen to act for the greatest number of people, that they should not have. That somehow in Florida, we're going to now, all of a sudden, say that we are going to govern for the loud and wrong minority. The majority of Floridians have seen the vaccination as a good thing because they've gotten themselves vaccinated. My good friend on the other side said he's speaking because a firefighter at one of our fire stations fears that he may be terminated because he refused to vaccinate. Well, I stand for all the other firefighters in that station who decided that vaccination was good for them and good for their colleagues. I stand for the nurses and the doctors who thought that vaccination was good for themselves, their families, and their colleagues. I stand for the policemen and the other frontline workers who find it best for them and their colleagues and their neighbors. Let us not forget that it should never be one group, no matter how loud they may be, that gets to decide what is best for the group at large. That's what this bill seeks to do. It seeks to quell the voice of those who believe that they don't want to be vaccinated because of some conspiracy theory about how the vaccination may not be safe. Instead, what we should be doing is providing more education, like an amendment attempted to do. We should be telling them how safe it is. We want to provide an exception for folks who are pregnant or may consider themselves one day to want to be pregnant. When OBs say that it's safe, when OBs say that we want you to get the vaccine while you're pregnant so that possibly your child may be inoculated and not have any ill effects from you having had COVID. We are acting in opposition to what is good. And we do so, my friends, oftentimes set aside the very principle and ideas that you have traditionally said that you stand for. Let us not do that. Let us not continue to go down this road in legislating because you can, because you are afraid maybe of some voices that are back home in your constituency. Remember that when we come here as a group, as 120 voices, we say we legislate for all the people of Florida. So let's do what's good for all Floridians. We're an at-will employment state. So let's not act like we care about job security. We tell an employer you can terminate for whatever reason as long as it's not discriminatory, as long as it doesn't affect a protected class. Guess what, guys? There's some folks out there right now that's saying that they should be the non-vaxxers are saying they should be a separate protected class. We're going to change the law and make them a protected class? Of course not, because that's ridiculous. Let's stop acting in these ways. This is not what's best for Florida. Our charge is to make Floridians safer. The fundamental question with this bill is, does it do that? It does not. It puts folks at risk. And we must stop legislating in this way. My good colleagues, I respect and like most of you. We are better than this. We are better than this. Let's legislate as though we're better than this. Vote this bill down. Thank you.
Representative Alexander, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.